Hello and welcome to X and Y Gaming, casually competitive, and in today's video I've got the kind of video that always does well, random replays. I'm going to start off with K-Tune-K9 is just too strong, and it really is. It's kind of insane. So here's the deal. I'm pretty much accepted the fact that this deck wants to go second. It can go first. It's not a problem most of the time. And, well, anyway, we're going against, what is this? Salaman Great Heedle, right? So I let it go first. As soon as it pops down a Lady Debug, boom, okay, I already know what's going on. It's Max C challenge time, unless, of course, it gets ashed or called by, which neither happens. So we go through. Lady Debug goes away for Salaman Great Bailings. Boom, draw a card. And, of course, I draw Kizuna. So it activates the field spell and then sends, I think, Spinny. Is that what this thing is called? Spinny? Yeah. Spinny from hand, which lets me do Kizuna. Or, excuse me, Izuna. Izuna's effect after he does, God, I gotta learn all these damn card names. Gazelle comes out and I get to send Lupus. It activates Gazelle's effect, chain Lupus, pop it out. Gazelle sends the card from the grave, from deck to grave. Of course, it's another Spinny. And I'm going into good old the Ripper. Or just Ripper, I reckon. And then he goes into Mirage Stalio. Boom, another card. Uses his effect, brings out another Spinny? What is this? Jaguar. Ooh. Got into Sunlight Wolf. So, of course, boom, draw. None of these imperms are live right now. And then he does an effect from the grave, so I just shut it down. I figure, you know, gotta interact somehow. Brings out back Jaguar, sets down 2 cards, and that's turn. And look at this absolutely beautiful Max C challenge they took. There's so many cards here. What can I do with them? Let's find out. So first I'm gonna try to use Ripper's effect to search for the werewolf card. And then I chain Lupus's effect after Effect Veiler, which gets roared. And it's like, alright, well that's fine. That's like one thing that I wanted to do when I have all of these cards in my hand, and I assure you, basically none of them are bricks. Maybe Max C is a brick, maybe Infinite Impermanence is a brick. Alright, and maybe Ash Blossom for now, right? Anyways, so I use Jokel's effect to summon these 2, Jokel and Lantern, and then Sunlight Wolf responds. So then I'm going to go... And basically what this is I didn't read. I'm an idiot. And if I didn't summon it in where it was pointing, then that wouldn't have happened, but it's fine. So, Lantern's effect gets me the werewolf card, which, for the record, I'm talking about this one, called K9 X Forced Release. And then this guy just gets me another Izuna. Not like I really need one, but it's one less card I draw, you know. So anyways, throw down the Izuna because she got the effect that if your opponent has 2 or more cards in hand, that's not the one. During the main phase, if your opponent has activated a monster effect in the hand or graveyard this turn as a quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. And also, I ended up sending a case for K9. I probably didn't need to do that. I don't even think it has a graveyard effect. Yeah, that's fine. But, well, anyway. So I get her out with 2 material, werewolf, so that he has 3 material. Not like he needs it. And then he destroys a card on summon. It's either he destroys a card, or the X-Force Release destroys a card. Yeah. Then you can destroy 1 card your opponent controls. Non-targeting. So good. And, well, anyway. So now I've gone through all my Xyz plays. So now I can try synchro stuff. Right? And this is what I want. I want the field spell so I can get an extra normal summon. Starting off with good old K-Tune-Q, which is going to summon Tune Rico straight out of the deck. Rico's effect activates and gets me Clip, because I already have Mix. So then I send them away for good old Red Seal, one of the best cards in the game right now. You cannot tell me otherwise. And because these 2 were sent to the graveyard as synchro material, their effects activate. Rico hits a spell trap, and Mix hits a monster. Again, this is top tier stuff, man. Boom, boom, destroyed. And then Gazelle comes out and gets his effect off. Except he doesn't because I Ash Blossom it. You're betrayed by your own attribute, buddy. Send these two away as links for this loudness wave, which because I have the field spell, it gains the attack boost. And then Q's effect is going to activate, which looks at the top 2 cards of the deck, and then you can banish one and put the other one either at the bottom or the top of the deck. Gotta get rid of Called By. Just attack, just attack, just attack. And, ooh, dude can attack for 3 times. There's no way you're surviving any of that, dude. Oh, you'll love to see it. Next up we got, I'm glad Snow is banned now. And once again, I'm going second, going against this El Shaddai construct bit. So, right off the bat, grass looks greener. And that is just insane. Especially if you're going first and you know, your opponent doesn't have Ash Blossom or something like that. I mean, my God, just look how absolutely disgusting all this is. That all this is in here. Including fucking Fairy Tale Snow. I'm so glad this card is banned now. I mean, isn't she adorable? My God, just look at her. Little fox girl, whatever the hell. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish any 7 other cards from your hand, field, and or graveyard. Just special summon this card. I hate this card. I hate it so much. Anyway. Falco, Hedgehog, and then Quetzalcoatl or whatever, and he throws down his Raiden, does some things, brings out Glow Up Bulb, sends him off as a link to for Christian Halka-Fibrax, another banned card apparently, and he summons out Ghost Ogre, which is just, that's top tier gameplay right there. You'll love to see it. So here I go. We're going to try to get off the Synchro Overtake, which would have summoned a monster from the board, I think. Let's see. Not from the board, from the deck. Reveal a Synchro monster in your extra deck. Choose one of the materials mentioned on it and add it to your hand, or special summon that monster. I'm pretty sure I almost always special summon, but... So we're going to Call by that Ash, because I kind of want this to go through. I know I have another one, but I can't activate this turn right now anyways. Get out Rico. Rico's effect activates, but unfortunately that gets Ghost Ogre. Kind of saw that coming a mile away. But it doesn't negate, so I still get the monster. Throw down Q, and that gets Infinite Infirmed. Unfortunately, no search or summon for me. But I send them away anyways, and I'm going off into the Toon Remix, who gets an attack boost. And then their effects in the graveyard activate. We gotta get rid of that fusion spell. And unfortunately, Falco comes back, and honestly, this is one of the problems I've been having. This is like reading comprehension, name 101. And also, I'm very familiar with Shaddolls. I used to play Shaddolls. I had a really great Shaddol deck. Okay? If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can special summon it in face down defense position. Okay, that's a very important line that unfortunately for me comes back over and over. You think I would have learned. But anyways, Christian Halka-Fibrax sends itself for a fucking TG Wonder Magician over here. Still not exactly sure what the plan for that was. Obviously, I guess it was to draw a card, but was it worth it? Obviously not. Does Pot of Avarice, and I'm going to tag out right now just to get it over with. And I'll get Toon Mix to my hand and Rico back to the board. And maybe I should have waited for like one more card instead of something that's already going to go to the graveyard, but whatever. This is just so I can go into Red Seal. And then they send all that back. Good for them. Draw 2 cards. And then Toon Mix is the one that destroys the monster. Where, you know, if I had, again, waited, I could have got something a little more and also got a spell card. But namely, I'm just trying to get a monster out that can actually do something. So anyways. So here we go. Here it starts. Shadow Falco is back out. And tries to double evolution pill into UCT. And that is diabolical. Can't let that happen. So just put a kibosh to that now. And then I get Kaiju'd off. I can't believe it. It's happening. This is like ironically, the one thing that can stop Magnus in the Super Quant deck. Who would win? A 50-minute fucking giant boss towers Megazord monster? Or one little turtley boy. But that's not this duel, so let's just focus, I reckon. And I throw down, God, this was so stupid. I guess in my head I thought, oh, I can make a rank 10, I can make a 10, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, this didn't work. What is it? It's one dark tuner. That's what this fella is. And then at 8 plus 2 equals 10. Yeah, that should have worked, I feel. But I'm sure I'm missing something. And I think what it is this one, where you cannot special summon monsters for the extra deck the turn you activate this card except synchro monsters. No, it's not that one. One of them is only tuners. It like locks you into only tuners. But anyways, that doesn't seem to be the case here. Oh, that was at the end of the turn, I guess. I wonder if I could have made it now and I just didn't want to. Either way, second synchro overtake, get out Rico. Rico searches out Mix. Summon Mix so I can actually get a search off of her. That way it's not just going to waste. And then I synchro them away for a second red seal. And this guy, hang on, this guy, I love it. When tuner clip, it's sent to the graveyard as a synchro material. You banish one random face down card from your opponent's extra deck. So I mean, oh, I could have hit Construct. That's so good to think about. Anyways, there's those two effects. The first one is the look at 2, banish 1, put the other one back at top or bottom, followed by the destruction of monster. And unfortunately, that's going to set it off to send Shaddoll Beast and draw a card. And here we have the first instance of an absolute goddamn annoying headache. Fucking, there goes 7 cards, and there goes Snow. And this is something they can do quite a bit. With 16 cards in their graveyard, they're not hurting for this effect. Anyways, her effect comes up, and I'm going to try to put an end to that. And on this instance, it does. So attack into her, attack into that, and then that summons out SICKO MODE again. And I go to attack again, and I go, okay, alright. I have successfully, you know, seen the last of Snow, or so I thought. So here we go. This is like a kind of almost like a Yummy in a sense. And I say that because Yummy synchros like to tag out for their parts that made them. But this is actually a lot more powerful almost. So during your opponent's turn as a quick effect, you tribute this card. So it doesn't go back to the extra deck. It's not a tag out. But you take 2 non-synchro tuners from your graveyard, add one of them to your hand, and if you special summon the other. Which I guess also you don't have to pick the materials that made the Yummy. So you know what? I don't know what I'm talking about, but I will still continue. So I get Q to my hand and I summon Mix, and it's a huge misplay here to put it in attack position. Should have put it in defense. Not that big of a deal, not the end of the world, but I do get her effect off, and the whole point is to recycle. Instead of adding a card to my hand, I'm just using it to recycle Red Seal so I can summon it again in a second. And again, it should have been in defense, but I mean 900 damage, I'll probably live. She sends 2 more cards to the graveyard because that's what Light Sworns love to do. 3 cards back to the graveyard at the end phase. So here we go. Here's Q summoning Red Seal out of the or Rico out of the deck, which gets Mix. Red Seal back onto the board. Both effects activate because there is 1 card for each to target. And unfortunately, Shaddoll Core activates, but with Seal, you literally just say no. Chain resolves in reverse order. Bam. The entire board's wiped. And here it comes. The absolute goddamn headache of fucking Snow. Not just once. Okay. And then she comes out, puts him down, attack over, does it again, comes back out, flips him over, attack into it, attack again, it comes out, and flips over. And I'm an idiot, clicking buttons, throwing Q to her death here. So I set one down, and realized I can set up turn back Red Seal face up, so I do that for his attack boost and negation. And then they summon this fella, good old Raiden, which now that I think about it, I remember playing in a Blue Eyes deck a long time ago. But I digress. So Raiden gets negated, and Snow is in defense mode. And I am just absolutely disgusted with snow at this point. Throw down Q, summon out Rico, search out Mix, use them to synchro off into Loudness Wave. And really, this is just so I can get their effects off. 2200 into Snow. Finally dead. Finally dead. It's not coming back. And then obviously the damage difference in that is enough to go for game. I'm so sick of Snow. Alright, so now we're gonna take a step back. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, this is not a very top tier deck up here. This is like a Master Rule 3 level Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. Okay. But hear me out. I gotta test this deck out. I gotta see what I can do with it. Okay? You got all these monsters here. Got Magia, right? You got your double ultimate spirit. Okay? So you can cheat one out and make one the hard way. Alright. And that's what I'm trying to do today. This is it. Alright, so main phase 1, Primite Dragon. Primite Dragon's gonna get the search for Lordly Load, and that's gonna get me the search for the spear or whatever. What is this called again? The Drill Beam. Okay. Anyways, Primite Dragon into the Baby Blue Eyes. Baby Blue Eyes gets the field spell. Field spell down. Now I can summon this out for free. Who, of course, on summon will get me a lady. Maiden goes to the graveyard for the continuous trap, and that's gonna set Prayers, which I absolutely love that they changed the word prayers to wishes. Yu-Gi-Oh! Atheism confirmed. Anyways, what do I send the other Primite as discard, because you had to discard a card, and I get the Fusion Spell and Kaiba Man. The whole point of this deck was just to be a random Blue Eyes deck thrown together for the sake of using Kaiba Man, and this is what I ended up coming up with. So anyways, Prayers goes bye-bye. Then I send to the graveyard Blue Eyes so that I can give this guy an attack boost. And really, and actually, I'm just getting Blue Eyes into the graveyard so I can do this. Bring him out, and he summons the lady. And then send Prayers to put Blue Eyes Ultimate onto him. And then I activate New Kaiser Seahorse, and this thing pops out and can actually manipulate its level to be a 3. So what's happening there is he's level 3. She's 1 and he's 8. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So a little level manipulation for synchro summoning, so you can actually hard summon Blue Eyes Spirit Ultimate Dragon. Something that I don't think anyone does. And by the way, when this fella goes to the graveyard, you can send another card to the graveyard. I'm sure there's more to it than that, but namely we're sending Chaos Max to the graveyard. So that now Blue Eyes Ultimate that was attached by Wishes and Chaos Max that was sent by Neo, both are in the graveyard, so now both can be Ultimate Fusioned out into Magia. I mean, essentially, I guess this is just Magia Turbo, really, if you think about it. And this brings out Blue Eyes again, which I can send away for another Spirit Dragon, which gives you, honestly, Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, believe it or not, is a good counter to the Yummy deck, because then they can't tag out. Or I guess they could. I think maybe it says up to 2. I guess, I don't know, I'd have to go read it. But either way, Drill Beam down. I mean, my god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 negates. That's pretty good. And again, this is a Master Rule 3 deck, so it's not going to hardly do anything. But negate the first thing and tag out for absolutely no reason. Tagging out into Crimson Dragon. Second one comes down, that gets negated by Magia, and also we're going to tag out Crimson Dragon for Cypher Dragon for a little extra protection. Alright. Dragon Shrine, True Light, just going to use that to put out a Blue Eyes. Probably should have the trap card, but whatever. It's a Master Rule 3 Blue Eyes deck, it's not really doing anything. And bringing back Maiden, because I can. Silver's Cry, we're going to Drill Beam that so it does nothing. And then last but not least, Soul Charge unfortunately gets through, but it's genuinely not that big of a deal. Now I will be able to stop that from happening, because if True Light goes, I guess it is protected by Divine Cipher. Let me hang on. Let's do the Cardinal Sin and actually read the Yu-Gi-Oh card. It's special summon, target one spell trap your opponent controls, banish it. And I'm pretty sure this is only the first time each code. Yeah. So kind of have to stop this. Boom, and then you destroy it. Summons out another one, and it goes into Silver and Princess Sprite, which of course is a monster effect, so I can just negate and destroy it with Magia. And those two effects happen, which is wildly irrelevant because now he has like 2 extra bricks in his hand. And just like, my God, if this was an actual competent deck. I mean, even what are you supposed to do against what? 4, 5 negates, 6 with drill beam, 6 negates? Come on now. But then again, that's also doing all this without literally any interruption whatsoever, which is probably why something like this isn't a lot more meta defining or whatever, you know, because along the way to summon all this out, your opponent's just gonna be like, Ash, call die, go spell. You know? But I hear you barking, big dog. Well, you should play that against an actual deck. Well, here's Lady of the Labyrinth. Maybe that's not an actual enough deck for people, but for me, it's just fine. So here we go. I'm going first with Dragon Primite. Throw out the barrel and get Lordy Load. Get rid of barrel for Blue Eyes Baby Dragon, and then trying to go for that field spell. Boom, just like I said, gets ashed, get wrecked, cry about it later, baby bitch. Get the drill beam, throw down the drill beam, use this to get the blue eyes out of my hand, and then a Lordly Load for a second one, and get rid of these two for good old Hieratic Heavenly Seal. Because even in 2025, Seals pass pro play. Absolute pro play. So here we go. Pot of Extravagance, draw 2 cards, Maxi. I don't know why I did this way. Probably just a shotgun effect. Oh my God, I hate this deck. It's so annoying, it just never stops doing stuff. Summons out this, what is this, a coffin? It's a clock! Okay. We're gonna send it back to the hand, even though this may or may not be the play. And then off of Seals, I do get a summon here real quick. Their graveyard effects are always popping up, summoning back to the board. But here we go. B-Shield Magnemite. I mean, 0 attacking events, who cares? Because at the end of my turn, you add 1 Dragon Monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, except another copy of Magnemite. Which is fine. It's even less than, it's a little more unfortunate it gets Ash, but what are you going to do? Summons out this Lady of the Labyrinth, gets effect Veiler, get wrecked. Sends them both away for a Unchained. And this fucking thing. Oh my gosh. So it comes out, and I'm just like, I'm done. I don't even know if this is a good play. Alright? I'm not good at Yu-Gi-Oh! Right? I might be pretty good at Yu-Gi-Oh! But I'm not good at Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay? So here's Neighbour the Primal Being coming down. Give them a token, they set 2, they pass. That's good enough for me. It's my turn. I get to draw cards and play cards and do stuff. I survived them doing all this nonsense. Okay, that's good enough for me. So anyways, boom, get out the guy, trying to go for a search, but that gets negated. Or at least it would have if I didn't have Drill Beam. Boom, getting off my search, getting the lady, drop the lady for the trap card, getting rid of the spirit for the dragon, and then, well, I get the field spell. And then I play the field spell. But then I sacrifice the dragon for Blue Eyes, which triggers Lady. Maiden comes back. Prayers for Eyes of Blue. What did I ditch? Barrel. It's pretty much always a good chance to... Pretty good option to ditch Barrel, because you can just Sinister Serpent them back during your next standby phase, you know. Saga summons out Blue Eyes from the deck. Summon another one. I can't help but notice I'm not doing prayers for putting Neo Ultimate in the graveyard. That seems to be a pretty big misplay. Send these 2 away here. Oh, and by the way, I'm also... anytime I summon this fella, and I already have Maiden or I already have True Light, chances are I'm just going for extra effect failures to shut down my opponent's monsters during their turn. But I digress. bring out the first Spirit Dragon, bring out the second Spirit Dragon, tag out the first one for Ultimate Spirit Dragon, and then tag out the second one for Crimson so they can look at the 12 and summon out Cypher. Pretty standard play there. And then I use the effect of this. Probably should have got the trap card, but whatever. Summon out a Blue Eyes from the graveyard. Then I go into the... I'm like, oh, I probably should have done that, and then I could have had targeting protection. But whatever, there's Tyrant Dragon. Tyrant Dragon attacking into the target. And this trap card, I play this in Inucraft. This is annoying. It's like really good though. But no, we're going to shut that down with Ultimate Spirit Dragon because I can't have my monsters in face down defense. Attack over that. And then he summons out another Lady Labyrinth. And I try to attack into it. He does the clockwork effect, which I'm just going to call die because I don't want to deal with it. And then attack over this lady. Boom, and she's dead. Direct attack, 4,000 damage. And then he tries to activate the effect of this, what is this? Chandragleer. Labyrinth Chandragleer. Huh. Yeah, I don't know about that, but obviously I can just negate and destroy that. And then he sets a card, oh, boom. Then he draws. Which is just crazy to think about that that's all during the end of my turn. He, like, I mean, on the one hand, it's really annoying, but on the other hand, it's like, I kind of love it. The fact that you can actually, even small decks like this, get the ability to do so much during your opponent's turn, so that they can at least try to have a fighting chance. But anyways, just attack with 2 monsters, and like, what are they going to do? This trap card, if it was anything, you just negate it with Ultimate Spirit Dragon. Alright, here's another Lady of the Labyrinth one, okay. But I'm also using K-Tune-K9. And I can't remember exactly what specific deck build this is, but it's probably still good. So anyways, they set one, they summon the lady, and then I go into Q. Not sure why I went into Q. I guess I had in my mind that I was going to synchro summon, and obviously I didn't. So there, I mean, legendary turn, 2 cards face down. Nothing else on the field. Beautiful. Summon out Q. Q's effect gets ashed, but I'm gonna Lupus that. It's not gonna stop it. It's just gonna get him on the board. And then I'll send these 2 away for a good old red seal, and then their effects activate, and then that gets chained to Welcome Labyrinth. And I'm like, no, buddy, I'm gonna shut that shit down right now. And he's like, not on my watch. Activates a second Welcome Labyrinth, which of course resolves and gets him a lady in the fence position. Shut down the second one, however, or first one, however you want to look at it. And then Mix destroys it. So here's Ripper, good old Ripper, hits the board. I already have the Werewolf card in hand, so I can just go straight into Werewolf, and then use his effect to destroy the lady, whatever her name is. Now it's straight into battle phase. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I didn't even stand a chance. Oh, look, I didn't even need Nibiru. This thing is disgusting, man. But now we're also going to see how this deck, again, K9, Killer Tune, K9, however you want to see. Cool tunes. Well, anyways, versus Branded. Basically Branded. It's the Mirror Jade Dragon deck. So here we go. Sets 2 pass. You never want to see this. You hate to see this, especially if it's on your side. And the only thing you can do is set 2 cards. You better hope to God that's enough interaction. Anyways. So here we go. Synchro Overtake. That gets ashed. But I'm going to go ahead and cross out, designate that ash. And also summon down Izuna. Cross out, designate the ash. Synchro Overtake goes through. So now, I might have screwed up. Possibly screwed up, because now I can't Xyz summon anymore. But I digress. So here goes Izuna as Chainlink 2 and Rico as Chainlink 1. Rico's going to get me a card to my hand, and so is Izuna. Or so I thought. Oh, and I actually no, she's sent to the graveyard, I'm sorry. So he double infinite and perms me. Like, are you joking, dude? They both get shut down. And now, God forbid if I had a spell card and I was stupid enough to play it in either of these 2 columns. So anyways, throw down the field spell. And then this has an effect here where you tribute a tuner, add to your hand, or special summon a killer tune monster from your deck. And also for the rest of this turn, you can't special summon except tuners. Maybe that was the one. Anyways, so then I get out Tune Mix, who has an on summon ability to add a killer tune monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And I honestly, I just really like Q. Good card. Throw her down, summon out Red Nova. And this is, I think, a card I need to check to see if it's in the deck I play now. Send those away so I can get Tuner Remix. And I'm trying, okay. I'm trying to get the effect off, but it gets banished for this Bestial guy. It doesn't stop it, though. So, boom. Right off the bat. Banishing Alubar so you can't get a search off. Summoning out Jokul. Searching out another Kizuna like it matters, and just going into Caveman Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I can't Exi summon this turn now. Set one pass, never what you want to do. Bring back, okay, I love this tag out effect, and again, it's not really tag out because it doesn't go in back into the extra deck, but I guess it kind of does. I don't know, maybe it is a tag out, but anyways, I'm going to call it a tag out because it tags out for Rico. You get to pick one to summon to the field and pick the other one to go to your hand. And it's, I guess, relatively important to understand that you don't get the on-summon effect. Presumably because immediately after it is, you synchro summon with it. Bam, good old Red Seal. And then because Rico was sent to the graveyard, I can destroy a spell trap. And obviously, you know, whatever this is. Oh, branded in red. Yeah, well. And all of that was during the opponent's turn, which is just disgusting. So now, finally, I can Exi summon into the Ripper, detach one to search, play the Werewolf card, go into the Werewolf. I don't need to destroy a card. I honestly, in retrospect, I didn't even need to do that. I probably could have just attacked the whole entire time, now that I'm thinking about it. But, man, even getting double impermed and still being able to play through, oh, you'll love to see it. Alright, so how are we doing today against Thunder Dragon Colossus? I mean, there's a theme for these decks. I'm probably just going to have to be like K-Tune-K9 versus random decks or something. Who knows? So anyways, I'm going first this time, unfortunately. So, case for K9 is going to search out Izuna. And then I'm going to go into some synchro plays. Rico searches out Mix. Mix and Rico for Tune Remix. And so the whole thing here is, again, I can use her as a tag out as disruption during my opponent's turn with cross out and droplet, pulling some weight. So, summoning out right off the bat. Right, I'm already on it. Maybe, again, I should have waited, but I'm going to do it now. Or I try to do it now. It gets called by. Luckily, I got that cross out. Cross out the called by. Boom, ain't happening. Get the effect off. Summon out Killer Tune Mix to the field instead, even though, again, you don't get their effect. Going into Red Seal, and then using Rico to destroy Branded. Alright, so now, Bestial Magnemite. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh, man. There was an instance I had. There's obviously, I can't really do it now because I'm pretty sure this only negates when on your opponent controls. So, but there was a game I was doing where I had the option of negating something with Red Seal. And even though I wasn't going to do anything because Red Seal himself was negated for that turn, I could have actually done it anyways to no effect, but I could have banished their Bestial target. And I don't know, it's just kind of a niche fringe thing you can do, I reckon, as a form of interruption. Anyway, summon out Izuna, and then Izuna's effect activates, which is going to send Lupus, and then Magnemite gets his search effect later, but it activates now. Lupus comes back, going into that Exi summon. Good old Ripper. And then, so this spell card I'm pretty much done with, right? So easily just Forbidden Droplet it off, and then it'll get that guy's attack less. So when he attacks in me, which again, I'm still forgetting, this is during my opponent's turn. Which is just absolutely insane that all that shit just happened during my opponent's turn. I love it. The same thing I hate so much, because now it's the only way you can play Yu-Gi-Oh! Is by playing Yu-Gi-Oh! During your opponent's turn. Anyways. Yay! Use Ripper's effect to detach the search. If you have Lupus and another guy, which one do you detach first? It's never Lupus. Get the Werewolf card. Werewolf card goes down. Ripper goes up into Werewolf. Destroy the Wyvern Burster, which of course activates its effect, but I'm just going to Ash that. And then, so I attack once for 2,600, once again for 3,300, and I'm an idiot, okay? There's a very pertinent line of text here that says, while this card has material, it can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of materials attached to it. So obviously, if it doesn't have any material, I would say it can still attack, because it doesn't say it can't attack with that material. Because every card by proxy can attack once per turn. And I could have won. I could have won right there. With that line in mind, he could attack again, and if only I had known what was up, you know. But anyways, set my card face down, pass turn. It goes and does Bestial Drew a Swarm, sets one card, doesn't try to attack or do anything else, so that would, you know, it didn't really matter. Rico hits the board, gets impermed, but then I'm going to negate that imperm by banishing Ash for the effect of Red Seal. Rico goes off for Clip, get rid of Rico and Clip for good old second Red Seal. Clip activates effect, which hardly matters, and then Red Seal gets sent, which also doesn't matter. Because it's by then that I realized, oh, it can attack twice, I'm dumb. Alright, and this is probably the last one I'm going to showcase for now, in this video anyways. And spoiler alert, it's not K-Tune-K9, it's actually Super Quant Yummy. Oh, please stick around, it's fun, I promise. Oh, look at this, look at this. Alright, main phase 1, first turn of the duel. Going down, emergency teleport. Got to get out that second copy of Blue Ranger, and that gets ashed. So I'm like, nah, dude, black layer. So I discard the Blue Ranger for the Black Ranger. He hits the board. Ash stops E-Tele, who cares? Black Ranger goes into the Blue Megazord, or the Blue Zord, and sucks off the Blue Ranger from the graveyard. So now she's part of the material. Now I can use this as a quick effect if I so desire. Then I play Layer 19, which is going to summon this absolutely beautiful broken card from the deck straight into the field. And I'm going to use her effect to tribute, and it sends one card to the graveyard, and then summons another one from the deck. And in the case, I want Alphen. Alphen's effect to activate tributes herself, and what's happening here is I picked 3 cards, and the other 2 got randomly, the one got randomly picked, so that one that got randomly picked gets summoned, and the other 2 go to the graveyard. Alright, so now there's a bunch of effects that's about to happen, and by bunch I mean 2. First it's White Layer, which is going to get me a second Alphen, and then Red Layer, which is going to summon White Layer out of the graveyard. And then I'll get rid of these 2, specifically, what is this, Spike? Alphen Spike, and Alphen herself. Itself? Whatever. They're banished. And I get the field spell right out of the deck, straight onto the board. I'm going to start using this. Yummy Surprise getting discarded for green. To go Megazord, or Zord, I guess. And then White Layer to the white one. So does this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 material. Sending the field spell to make the Megazord. 7 material Magnus. Oh my god, Red Eyes Fusion. This thing is disgusting and gives me so many problems, except for right now, because I can just detach one. Detaching blue. What did I? Yeah, I had to have detached blue. Yeah, but anyways. And he tries discarding it, but unfortunately I'm unaffected, and you can't stop me. So I just put it all... I put them back into the deck, and then blue is sending a few cards here. Namely, mostly the spell card that summons them, and then that little fairy that is so useful. Sets a card face down, one set pass. I hate to see it. Summon out Lollipo, go into Snatchy Way, or whatever, Snatchy, and then activate the Filled spell, which gives an attack boost, but also I can summon my Yummy back. So right there, send them off as Synchro material for Lollipo Yummy Way, who is the double Monster Reborn, but negation, and then send those two away for a Cupsy Yummy Way, and this will search me one and discard one. Excuse me, search me two and discard one, which is basically like searching one, but whatever. Summon out Cupsy Way, so then I can get Marshmallow. Sending off Cupsy Yummy for Yummy Snatchy, and then we go into battle. So Magnus is taking over Sangan, and then direct attack with the other ones. I probably could have gone in reverse order and done more damage now that I think about it, but whatever. So they get, I didn't even see what they got with Sangan, with Sangan's effect. It doesn't necessarily say, I don't think. Man, that's kind of annoying. I wish I could understand this log a lot better, because I'd like to see where Sangan... It said activate, but I don't think it said what they got. Either way, get off. Okay. They do it again. Red Ice Fusion, Dark Dragoon, Magnus detaches one, and now they can actually add cards again. Because I think up until now, yeah, your opponent cannot add cards from their deck to their hand by card effects. So now you can do that again, which is unfortunate for me, but I don't think it matters at this point in the duel. Yeah, we're done. Draw, go straight into battle, and win with the Megazord. Oh, this deck is so weird. I love it. So let's go look at the K-Tune-K... Let's go look at... So here's the current K-Tune-K9 deck, which, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not even running Red Nova. That's probably not very good. But you got your K9 stuff, so, you know, 3 Izuna, 1 Lupus, 2 Jokel, a Lantern. This Earthbound fella, which I'm not entirely sure how to play. I don't know, I have never really drawn into it, so it hasn't really come up. Maybe I'll take one out for Red Nova, who knows. Or just put Red Nova in. It's a 42 card deck. It's already 41. Probably wouldn't hurt at 42. But I digress. You got your Ricos, you got your Qs, especially you got your Qs. Because, I mean, when you can just special summon anything out of the deck, you gotta have your Qs. Your Clips, your Mixes, the Ash Blossoms, the Maxis, Case for K9, this Field Spell, 3 Synchro Overtake, 3 Killer Tune Synchro, the 1 Werewolf card, 2 Called Bys, the Trap card, and 3 Infinite Impermanence. And I guess if you want to go through the extra deck, you got this Arms of Genix fellow, the level 10 Psyframe Lord Omega, 2 Loudness Wave, which if I were to take anything out, it would probably one of the Loudness Waves. I, you know, pretty much only go into them at 1. Killer Tune Red Seal, you might want 3, but you can also just recycle it and summon it back out. Remix, Track Maker, the Typhon fella, the Werewolf fella, the 666, this Valen the Super Sky Blaster, which is essentially like a Book of Moon on legs, as a quick effect, which is nice. And then Double Ripper, presumably because she both shuts down hand effects. Is it hand or graveyard? Activates a monster effect in the hand or... Okay, alright, so... I mean, it's just a pretty useful card. It's a very fun deck. And I can tell this is a new build because Forbidden Droplet is in the side deck and not the main deck. And I try my best to learn the ins and outs of a deck as it stands before I mess with the suggested side deck cards. But this is the current build I'm working with, and just the whole K-Tune-K9 deck is just so much fun. But I guess I'll also look at the other two decks while I'm here. What'll it hurt? No one's gonna watch this anyway. So here's the random Blue Eyes deck I played. You got your 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons, 3 Ash, 2 Sea, 3 Kaiba Man, 3 Maiden, 3 Sage, 3 Effect Veiler, the 1 Chaos Max, some power card, the Harpy's Feather Duster, triple Tactical Talent, your Mausoleum Field Spell, 3 Wishes, 1 Roar, the Fusion Spell, 2 Called By, Cross Out, the Majesty Trap, True Light, 3 Imperm, and 3 Dominus Purge. And again, I just threw this down one day because they were like, oh, new Blue Eye support Kaiba Man, and I didn't want to like mess with my deck to, you know, the Primite deck to figure out, oh, what do I do? So I decided I would just play it like this instead. And I think I've since then taken the Primite out along with the Kaiser, because it never really happens that you're trying to actually hard summon Spirit Dragon. And plus, so in the same way that Maiden says, if you spell summon Blue Eyes while it's in your graveyard, you can spell summon this card. Well, Kaiba Man says something like that, where if you spell summon a Blue Eyes while it's in your graveyard, you can banish this card to add a Blue Eyes monster from your deck to your hand, which is how I go for Chaos Max Dragon. And I don't know, just something about the way this is all set up that, for me anyways, it's a lot easier to pull his effect off than it is his effect. And maybe it's just in my head, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, an extra deck, what do you got? 2 Baby Blue Eyes, the Lena Light Charmer, 3 Spirit, you got your Crimson, 2 Ultimate Spirits, Cypher Divine, Tyrant, Twin Burst, Neo Ultimate, Normal Ultimate, and Magia. Excuse me, Normal Ultimate and Magia. I'm going to talk about the right cards when they're on the screen. And like I said, this is basically just a random Blue Eyes deck to test out how Kaiba Man works and how well he works. And hey, look at that, you get to run 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons, yay! And then last but not least, I also showed off this deck for fun. It's Super Quant Yummy. So I've had people say that my ratios are weird, and then I asked them to suggest ratios, and instead of suggesting ratios, they just show me a 60 card deck. Like, yeah, okay, sure, play a 60 card deck. I'm trying to think within the limits of a 40 card deck, because me, I'm a madman. I try not to go over it. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I relent and I go, fuck it, it's a 42 card deck. But I digress. 2 whites, 2 blacks, 3 reds, 1 green, 3 blues, 2 ash, 2 cookies, 1 marshmallow, 1 lollipo, 3 cupsy, 2 alphin, 3 zayden, the spike, the egg, 2 yummy surprise, 2 layer 19s, the attack boosting field spell, 2 e-tellies, because you're only, if I could have 3 I would. And I would probably take this one out, but I digress. The Yum Yum Yummies, the Super Quant Field Spell, 2 Called By, 2 Imperm. Alright, just trying to keep this thing down to a crisp 40 cards, with having a vague enough amount of interactions. Well, I guess without also playing Cross Out, although of course it is down here, and this really shouldn't be here. So I'd probably take that out, I reckon. But anyways, and then you got your 3 Snatchies, the 1 blue, the 1 green, the 2 red, the 2 white, the 1 Megazord, 1 of each of the Yummies, and then you got your Star Ham and Herald over here. Yeah, this is maybe not what I would consider the greatest deck in the world, but it is definitely fun to get out Magnus on one end, and have your bouncing Yummies bouncing around all over there from the field back to the extra deck and then out of the graveyard and deck to hand, and it just never fucking ends. That's it. I don't know what else to do. I just thought I'd talk about some replays I had I'm having fun. That's it. Thank you for watching. Jesus loves you, and I love you too. I'm going to have to find a new outro to say now that I'm atheist.